back. Good to see you. Happy Thursday. It's Friday Eve. Is that a thing? I guess it is now. I just made history. It is the 11th day of February 2021. Wake up, Wenatchee Valley. We're back. I am Dan Kuntz. Good show for you today. Lots of stuff to get to. Quite a bit of news. More cold Arctic air continues to seep down from Canada, and they have upped our snowfall potential and the amount of snow we are expecting. We have a very good chance of measurable snow now Friday night and right on through Saturday here for the Wenatchee Valley. Cold air coming down from Canada. We got a system just off the Oregon coast. It's a low pressure system spinning around counterclockwise. It's going to escort in some moister air, and those two elements are going to collide and give us some snow. They kept going back and forth on that, but basically we're going to have 2 rounds of snow, one tonight into Friday, then we get a little bit of a break, and then another one on into Saturday. Details are coming up, and still cold, very cold. 18 outside of our studios. We got all the way down to 14 yesterday, pretty close to a record low temperature. We'll take you up to the mountain passes too. Quite a bit of news to get to. It was a busy day in the bullpen. Sports. Eric, our sports director, had a chance to sit down and talk to Jose Oglesby and Ali Shank of the Wenatchee Apple Sox. Anytime we get a chance to talk baseball makes me feel pretty good. We'll have that when we get to sports. The obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays. Everyone is entitled to my minority's opinion. Pause for Pets is back. We do it every other week. Pecos the dog needs a home. You'll get to meet freckled up Pecos there here at the bottom of the hour with our very own Megan. And Bonnie Orr came by to pay me a visit yesterday. We taped the interview in advance. That's what we've been doing lately in this COVID world. The topic with Bonnie, Arbor Day. Now, Arbor Day isn't until, April, spring, but things are different this year. Details with Bonnie and myself coming up in the back half of the hour. Let's see what we got. Starting out with the cross camera. Got confirmation, by the way, that they did switch out the lights on the cross itself, which is why it's so much brighter. They went to LED lights. A lot of people have noticed that the cross at the tip of the Wenatchee Heights seems to be a lot brighter, and there's a reason for that. It's a lot brighter. There you go. Is that me or is that blue sky way off in the distance up towards Chelan? That could be an anomaly. We have bright lights in the studio, so sometimes it's hard for me to pick out details from the cameras. Megan is confirming to me it is blue sky. She gets a better shot of this than I do. Maybe I should start wearing my glasses on the show. Yeah. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. How are you? It's 18 degrees outside of our studios. Cold spot right now. Omak, you're checking in at 10. And the wind chill in the Omak area is going to just get real cold. Camera number 2. Ooh, up to Jump Off Ridge we go. The Stamil Basin directly below us. The orchards, of course, taking the winter off. Orchardists take the winter off. I have a very good friend of mine who's an orchardist, and he just works really, really hard 11 months out of the year, and then in the month of January, he goes to Hawaii for a month. Not bad. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley, way off into the distance in the Malaga area on the lower right-hand corner. Camera number 3. We are off to see Kashmir from the Apple Annie's camera. The Riverside Park is that little green spot that you see in the lower right-hand corner. And the Riverside Center, a lot of weddings and bar mitzvahs and quinceañeras take place when it's open and running. Nice, beautiful campus and a great building there. We've had numerous social gatherings at the Riverside Center down there near the 9/11 Memorial and the rest of Kashmir. Plainly in view. And camera number 4. Hello to forest and trees and snow and mountains, and I don't know what I'm looking at, Megan. That's the Nanapoc Ridge camera? Wow, we haven't used that one in a while. I don't see, normally with Nanapoc Ridge, we get a pretty good shot of Lake Wenatchee, and I don't see it, so it's pointing in a direction where either I can't see it or the lake is actually not in the camera view. One way or the other, hello, Lake Wenatchee in the greater Lake Wenatchee area. Thanks for starting your day with us. Okay, we have some slides for you. First of all, here we go again. Cold. Absolutely the coldest overnight lows and afternoon highs are coming our way. We're only going to be in the 20s for the afternoon high today. We hit 30 yesterday. We're going to be in the teens for the Wenatchee Valley, the overnight low tonight, Friday night, Saturday night, before we warm up a little bit. But the coldest stretch of weather by far. Again, our low on Wednesday was 14. That is the coldest temperature we have had here in the Wenatchee Valley for over a year. And our high yesterday was only 30. Our normal high is about 40. So, and again, up north is where the wind chills are really going to get going because of those narrow valleys, and the wind has a chance to get channeled down as that cold, dry Arctic air continues to seep down to the north central Washington area. And now, snow. Here we are, 4 to 6 inches. What's the timeline on this? Well, snow's going to come again in a couple of rounds. What's happening is, as I mentioned before, cold air coming down from Canada and a system feeding in some moisture coming in from the Oregon coast is going to collide. The farther south you go, the better chance that you have of snow. It's normally not the case. It's going to peter out a little bit, so we're going to go anywhere from 4 to 6 inches. As you can see, Chelan maybe 2, and even less than that the farther north you go. Snoqualmie Pass, by the way, is going to get hammered with snow this weekend. Normally, Stevens gets more than Snoqualmie. It's going to be different this weekend. So 2 rounds of snow, one late tonight through Friday evening. Then we get a little bit of a break for Friday, and then Friday night through Saturday is the big snow event for the most part. Most of the snow that we're going to have in the Wenatchee Valley going to be Friday afternoon, Friday night, and into Saturday. By the time it's all over, as you can see, 4 to 6 inches of snow. So don't say we didn't warn you. From the National Weather Service, there you go. 24, that's it. We only hit 30 yesterday. Clouds for the most part today. Going to keep the sun from whatever warming it can do. 13 for the overnight low. Now the record overnight low is 12. We're going to be close to that tonight. On to Friday, we're looking at, again, a slight chance of light snow throughout the course of the day. On Friday, we'll get up to 23 degrees. But the significant amount of snow looks to be Friday night. Now during the day Friday, we could get about a half an inch of snow. Most of it will be late in the day. Friday night, the snow's going to start coming down about midnight. And by the time you wake up Saturday morning, we could have anywhere from 2 to 3 inches. And then Saturday, we're going to get an additional inch or 2 or maybe 3 before the snow tapers off on Saturday afternoon. So 4 to 6 inches of total snowfall by about noon on Saturday. As you can see, only about 25. Then a little bit warmer on Sunday, and then a little bit warmer on Monday, and then finally back to normal on Tuesday and Wednesday. By the way, we could still get another inch of snow on Monday, President's Day. So there you go. Snow Friday night, snow till about noon on Saturday. Then we can catch a little bit of a break. No real snow in the forecast for Sunday. And then a weak system could give us maybe an inch of snow on Monday. We'll keep a close eye on that. We'll have a better idea by this time tomorrow as we close in on the weekend. To the passes we go. Last I checked, I-90 was fine. And there it is, and there it is. It's okay. No advisories, no restrictions. Roadway bare and dry. Stevens Pass does have a traction tire advisory. It's hard to, Stevens Pass got a lot of snow, and there's no snow melt. It's very cold up there. It's 14 degrees at the summit. And so it's really hard to get the snow off the asphalt. So they still have compact snow and ice on the roadway at the summit of Stevens Pass. Traction tires are advised there. Blewett has been bare and dry for the last couple of days. That continues. No advisories, no restrictions on Blewett. No real snow today for the mountain passes. A little bit tonight. Tomorrow, just like the Wenatchee Valley, is when the snow is going to happen. Again, the passes to the south of us, Snoqualmie Pass could get over a foot of snow over the weekend, maybe even more than that, and then less than that on Stevens Pass. So it's going to snow Friday night, Saturday, a little bit Saturday night, then more snow Sunday night, more snow on Monday, Washington's birthday, Federal Day, President's Day, whatever you want to call it. Snow again on Monday night. So they're going to have pretty much consistent snow in the mountain passes, and it's going to start in earnest on Friday afternoon. And again, lots of snow on Snoqualmie, quite a bit of snow on Stevens, but not as much on Stevens as I-90 is expected. I-90 is going to get a lot of snow for the holiday. Good news for skiers, not so much for travelers. 9 minutes after the hour, going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got a lot of news to get to on this Thursday morning. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Low prices. Every aisle. Every department. Every day. We're working to to save you money. Winco.
Now in Wenatchee at 1340 North Wenatchee Avenue.
Having a relationship with your pediatrician is so important. Feeling that sense of trust, that is priceless. I tell everybody about CBCH. I love it there. When I make an appointment, I don't have to take an entire day off. As a working mom, my life is really busy. Family time is everything. That's what we all work towards. And I feel like CBCH respects that.
Minutes after the hour, 17 degrees outside of our studios. Clouds going to have the upper hand today. We'll only top off in the mid-20s if we're lucky, and then we start getting a little bit of snow. Now, we could have a couple of stray snowflakes here and there between now and Friday afternoon, but Friday night it's going to snow pretty good, a few inches anyway, and then more additional snow on Saturday. For the weekend, here are your headlines. East Wenatchee police arrested a 30-year-old woman yesterday morning after a high-speed chase. It began on the Senator George Seller Bridge and ended up in South Wenatchee. East Wenatchee Assistant Police Chief Eric Hampton said officers spotted a stolen Nissan Altima at 9th Street and Valley Mall Parkway, with the pursuit beginning on the bridge at about 11:13 in the morning, the Nissan reaching speeds of up to 80 miles an hour before an officer performed a low-speed pit maneuver at the intersection of Simmons and Judkins Streets in South Wenatchee. Hampton said the woman was taken into custody without incident. No injuries reported. He said the owner of the vehicle, which was earlier reported stolen in Wenatchee, was able to drive it away. Rose Alexandra Hernandez booked into the Chelan County Jail on possession of stolen vehicles, of a stolen vehicle and felony eluding charges. That suspect who dodged police questioning over the last week while ridiculing their efforts on Facebook, he's accused of keeping a woman prisoner and raping her while she was unconscious. David Ernesto Lopez, also known as David Rodriguez, was arrested on Tuesday, 5 days after Wenatchee police announced on Facebook they were looking for him. Lopez replied to the initial post, taunted the officers, telling them to, quote, focus on some real criminals, end quote. But the charge on Lopez's warrant was second-degree rape and unlawful imprisonment for a December incident in which he allegedly assaulted a woman who had been drinking at his apartment, and then he apparently blocked a door with a table to prevent her from leaving. Detectives have been seeking Lopez in their investigation since the middle of last month. He remains held in the Chelan County Regional Justice Center. An Antioch man who held another man at gunpoint in a Wenatchee confrontation 1 year ago, he faces 5 years in prison after pleading guilty. 48-year-old Scott Anthony Glass entered a plea to third-degree assault and unlawful firearm possession. He was originally charged with more severe counts, including kidnapping. Prosecutors agreed to recommend a 5-year sentence for Glass, who has multiple previous convictions, including one for third-degree child rape. Now, during his year in the Chelan County Jail, he allegedly set a fire in his cell and fashioned a weapon to attack jail staff. Glass is due to be sentenced on February 24th. The 24-year-old Wenatchee man whose careless firearm handling led to a serious shooting last December in Leavenworth has been arraigned on criminal charges. Ricardo Morales Vergara is charged with illegally carrying a concealed pistol and eluding police officers for the December 27th incident, plus an earlier charge of possession of methamphetamine. A 20-year-old passenger in Vergara's Honda sedan was struck by a bullet after he left his .38 caliber pistol on top of the car and spun a donut in the Leavenworth DOT parking lot. Well, the gun flew off the car, discharged. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies arrested Vergara about a week later. He remains in jail on a $10,000 bond. Positive COVID-19 tests in Chelan and Douglas counties fell substantially again. This week's thermographic report came out from the Chelan Douglas Health District. It reported Wednesday, the district did, that the rate of new cases over the last 14 days, 250. That's down from 323 last week. That measuring stick of cases has been on a steady decline for weeks after topping out at more than 1,000 new cases per 100,000 population in December. Now, new cases is one of 4 metrics that is being used to decide if a region can move to phase 2 of Governor Jay Inslee's latest reopening plan called Healthy Washington Roadmap to Recovery. Chelan and Douglas counties are in the north central region alongside Grant and Okanagan counties, both of which have also been reporting a decline in coronavirus cases. A call for more people to sign up for COVID-19 vaccinations led to some confusion this week at Wenatchee's mass vaccination site at the Town Toyota Center. On Monday, state and local health officials said there were a surprising number of appointments still available, and many people signed up to get appointments even if they didn't qualify to receive their shot. Our very own Jefferson Robbins spoke with the State Department of Health officials about the confusion.
In Washington, you must be a frontline health worker, a person 65 or older, or 55 or older in multi-generational housing to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. But when a large number of appointments remained available Monday at the Town Toyota Center mass inoculation site, the Chelan Douglas Health District spread the word. Applicants were encouraged to use the state's sign-up website, PrepMod, to answer a series of questions and schedule an appointment this week. The only problem? PrepMod can set an appointment, but it doesn't tell you if you're actually vaccine eligible. That's up to Phase Finder, a separate web application that asks many of the same questions to find out if you fall into Phase 1A or 1B of the state vaccination program. The result? A number of people showed up to Town Toyota Center believing they were about to be vaccinated, only to be turned away because they hadn't been validated through Phase Finder.
We want to give everyone the vaccine who wants it, but again, this process takes a long time. We wanted to stress that if you are not 1B1 eligible or 1A eligible, please do not sign up on PrepMod right now, as you'll be taking a slot away from someone who is eligible, and you will be turned away once you get here.
I scheduled a vaccine appointment for my family, even though none of us are eligible, and later canceled it. I spoke with State Department of Health Secretary Dr. Umair Shah about the issue. My question is there some integration that needs to happen between PrepMod, which sets the appointment, and Phase Finder, which tells you if you're eligible? Because you're answering essentially the same questions in PrepMod as you are in Phase Finder, and yet PrepMod allowed me, a person who didn't qualify, to sign up for a vaccine appointment.
One of the things that we are very interested in doing is to streamline the processes for both what's happening from Phase Finder and what's happening on the appointment side, and really to hopefully make those as integrated as possible. There are some challenges in doing so, but this is where the Vac Center has brought in partners, and we have been working hand in hand with Microsoft to really help us get to the point where we have both better communications, better ways of providing information, but also integrating and streamlining those technical issues, which right now are making it hard for everyone across the state of Washington.
Acting Assistant Secretary of Health Michelle Roberts, who's overseeing the state vaccine rollout, said health officials in large part are relying on an honor system, asking Washingtonians to wait their turn if they're not yet approved for the vaccines.
We're aware of what happened in Wenatchee, and I think it really just continues to show the absolute importance of how we're communicating and how easy it is to deliver a message that wasn't intended. So all sites are in alignment with the phases, and you're right, we can continue to look for double checks in our tools to catch things that may be out of line, but we're also asking for an honor system here. There's a reason why the people who are in line, who should be in line right now, and we really did that based on community input, the risk of death and hospitalization and who is most at risk, and what do we know about our own epi data and the guidance from the federal government. So it was a pretty robust process to determine who's in line, and we're asking all Washingtonians to wait their turn.
Jefferson Robbins, NCW Life.
Thank you for that report, Jefferson. That answers a lot of questions for me. Spectacular footage making the social media rounds yesterday. A couple of folks in the Peshastin area on Tuesday caught a bunch of bull elk crossing the Highway 2 in the Peshastin area. The first video you're going to see is from Andrew Peterson from his cell phone in his car as a bunch of Rocky Mountain elk crossed Highway 2. And then you're going to see some photos by Chad Spees. The elk go across the highway, down across the Wenatchee River, and back up into an orchard. Check this footage out. case you're curious, I counted, there were 23 of them. Wow, incredible stuff. That's what's making headlines at 21 minutes after the hour. We'll have another newscast for you. It's been a busy couple of weeks news-wise. Things kind of ebb and flow sometimes in the world of gathering and disseminating information, but it's been a lot of gathering and a lot of dissemination and a lot of cold weather to talk about. With a preview, here's Grant.
Thanks and good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, get ready for unseasonably cold weather and snow over the next 4 to 5 days. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast, and Eric Granstrom will take a look at the day's sports action. That and all the day's news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. If you have a news tip, you want to drop us a note, we'd love to hear from you. Look at the bottom of your screen. You can use the Facebook app and go to our Facebook page and do the Facebook Messenger. We get it. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, or you can use the Contact Us icon on our homepage, ncwlife.com. Let's talk Apple Sox, baseball, anything to start putting spring into your brain. We'll do that when we do sports in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Alta Cellars Winery is a family-owned boutique winery featuring structured wines from some of the most sought-after vineyards in Washington. Time-honored winemaking techniques blend with New World style to create reds and whites that are captivating. Located in the original firehouse in downtown Manson, the spacious indoor-outdoor setting provides the perfect backdrop to indulge in a sit-down wine experience. You're invited to come enjoy this firsthand at Alta Cellars, now open in Manson.
23 minutes after the hour, sports. Of course, Mariners are getting ready for spring training. They'll be reporting starting next week. But closer to home, the Wenatchee Apple Sox continue preparations for the 2021 season. They didn't play baseball last year, of course. Apple Sox owner Jose Oglesby and general manager Ali Shank had a chance to visit with Eric Granstrom via Zoom yesterday. Oglesby says the entire league is hopeful as it works towards a return to baseball this summer.
We're optimistic in the league that we are going to have baseball at some level. The question is what the capacity is going to be in the stadiums. And the other big question, which you just alluded to, is the border situation. We are hopeful that the border will be open, but if the border doesn't open, then we'll have to do some fallback plans.
Ian Sanderson was hired last year to be the head coach of the Apple Sox, but of course he didn't have a team to coach. He didn't play any baseball. But Oglesby says Sanderson is doing his job. He's working on assembling a team that hopefully will be playing baseball come June.
Our coach has done an amazing job of recruiting all the players. He has a pretty full roster at the moment. Those guys are just waiting for the orders to show up. And the league is going to starting in mid-March, we're going to start meeting regularly to assess the data and assess the situation. And, we'll probably make some sort of decisions on schedules, revisions, and things like that, probably in early May.
How many fans will be allowed to watch Apple Sox baseball at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium this summer? We don't know. But Ali Shank says if you had season tickets last year, you're going to be taken care of this year.
We did tell all of our fans in 2020 when our season was postponed that we were going to push their season tickets into 2021. And so most of them ended up talking to us and saying that was wonderful and that they would love to see us in 2021 when everyone was hopefully safer. And so those season ticket holders will be coming up and hopefully being able to watch the games. Pending capacity requirements and whatnot from our governors.
Eric's complete conversation with Jose and Ali will air next Tuesday morning right here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's talk Mariners. They signed a couple of pitchers yesterday. They're going to head on down to spring training. Right-handers Taylor Guerreri and J.T. Chagua agreed to minor league contracts with a big league invite. That brings Seattle's spring training roster to 68, and that leaves the club 2 spots left for other additions. Guerreri was a first-round draft pick in 2011 and a highly touted prospect in the Rays organization. Chagua was a second-round selection by the Twins in 2012. Neither has quite lived up to their lofty hype, but the Mariners are giving them a chance to prove themselves in Peoria. Pitchers and catchers report 1 week from today. Tonight is hockey night here on the NCAA Life Channel. Every Thursday night we do hockey. We're going to go back to December of 2019. The Wenatchee Wild entertaining the Alberni Valley Bulldogs at the Town Theater Center. They fell behind big early, the Wild did, and then they got the offense going in the third period with the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network, our good friend Art Checker.
Taken away by Emerson, and he'll backhand it ahead for Hastings. Here's Hastings. He's got a step. He's on the right side. He shoots and a save. He scores! Oh, he hammered it right through. That one went right through the pads. Glassford was in perfect position, but it squeezed through into the back of the net. Feathered off the boards. Ahead now for Sturzer. Broken up, and Morton slams it back down to the corner. Here's Adams, who walks out in front, shoots, and he scores! Brian Adams with the backhander. The failed clearing attempt by the Bulldogs. The Wild able to take advantage, and Adams walking out of the left wing corner. Stepped in front and backhands one home.
Did the Wild come all the way back? Not going to tell you. You'll have to watch tonight. Haley Van Lith and the third-ranked Louisville Cardinal women's basketball team back on the court tonight. They're at home, and they're taking on the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech. Coach Jeff Walls was asked on his radio show yesterday about Haley's limited playing time and struggles during their narrow win over Notre Dame last week.
No, I think she's doing great. I think she's playing well. Up there at Boston College, the game before our ball game here against Notre Dame, she played well. It's ups and downs. It's part of college athletics, especially being a freshman. It's a grind. At Boston College, she goes 6 of 12, 2 of 6 from 3, had 15 points for us in 28 minutes. The ball just didn't go in the bucket for her on Sunday, and it happens. But, I thought she did some other really good things for us. And, she'll get back at it tomorrow night against a really good Georgia Tech team. So, yeah, she's fine. And she'll be back out there competing tomorrow night.
Haley will help her teammates honor guard Dana Evans at Senior Day, Louisville, Georgia Tech, 4 o'clock this afternoon. Also on the schedule today, number 17 Gonzaga and the Lady Bulldogs will host San Francisco and Spokane at 5 o'clock. Men's college basketball tonight, Huskies and the Trojans at 7, and the Bruins and the Cougars at 8. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at the bottom of the hour. 6 obscure holidays to choose from. Today's National Inventors Day. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Today is National Peppermint Patty Day. We're talking about the candy, not the cartoon character. Today is National White Shirt Day. Today is Don't Cry Over Spilt Milk Day. We're going to go with National Make a Friend Day. Yeah, make a friend, huh? Look outside your own established social group and make some new friends. And the number one way to do that is to get outside your box and make new friends. And the number one way I've discovered anyway over the years is shared hobbies or enthusiasts. Like I've made a bazillion friends on the golf course because I like to golf, and it's a great place to meet new people and make friends. Facts about friends and friendship. Only 1 in 12 friendships will last any considerable length of time, like over the decades. Most friendships kind of come and kind of go. Most people will make about 400 friends. You can define friends any way you want. Most people will make about 400 friends during the course of their lifetime. Americans have an average of 8 friends who they consider close. About 2% of people have no friends at all, and 14% have only 1 or 2 very close friends. Science has shown not having friends is dangerous to your health. You should have friends. Marriages last longer between people who built their marriage on a solid friendship instead of romance. You know, it kind of blossomed into something else that makes for a much more stronger marriage. And my favorite quote, I don't know who said it. I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt. I'm not sure. My favorite quote, "A true friend is a person who knows everything about you, but still likes you anyway." Go out and make a friend today in history. The term gerrymandering first came into being on this date in 1812, 290 years ago today, named after Elbridge Gerry, who was the governor of Massachusetts. They had their constitutionally mandated redistricting, and the Republicans wanted to hold on to whatever districts they had, and so they drew really weird districts for the state of Massachusetts. Now, it wasn't Gerry's fault. He didn't like it at all, but he realized that the Republicans were going to have their way, so he went ahead and signed the bill anyway. But the term gerrymandering comes because one of the districts that they drew looked like a salamander, and this guy wrote a cartoon, said, instead of salamandering, it's gerrymandering, and so the creation of districts that don't really make a lot of sense, called gerrymandering, has its gender on this, has its beginning on this date 290 years ago today. 58 years ago today, February 11th, 1963, during one 12-hour session, the Beatles recorded 10 songs that, combined with the 4 songs they already recorded a couple of months early, would make up their first album ever, Please Please Me. Total cost to Parlophone, 400 British pounds, about $550 American, to make the album. They got their money's worth. Beatles recorded their debut album on this date in 1963. Nelson Mandela was freed on this date after 27 years as a political prisoner in South Africa. Started the process of completely wiping out apartheid. Nelson Mandela set free 31 years ago today. 31 years ago today, February 11th, 1990, Buster Douglas, a 42-1 underdog, knocks out Mike Tyson. The fight took place in Tokyo. My buddy Greg and I were in Las Vegas at the Caesars Sportsbook, and Greg convinced me to bet money on Buster Douglas at 42-1 odds. He said, "What do we got to lose? If we win a lot of money." And guess what? We won a lot of money. In fact, we had to pay taxes on the amount of money we won before we could even get the money. Thank you, Buster Douglas. Birthdays. Today, I mentioned it's Inventor's Day. Thomas Alva Edison, the greatest inventor this country has ever produced, born in the state in 1847. He did pretty good. Invented the light bulb, the phonograph, thank you very much, Tom, the motion picture camera, the rechargeable battery, over 1,000 patents in his name. Thomas Edison, born in the state in 1847. Don't Call Me Shirley. Leslie Nielsen, who was a serious, respected actor in drama all the way through 1980. Then he starred in the movie Airplane, and from that point forward, he was one of the funniest guys in the planet. Leslie Nielsen, Canadian by birth, born in the state of 1926, died 11 years ago at the age of 84. The last surviving cast member from Gilligan's Island. Of course, Don Wells died back in December. That would make Tina Louise, Ginger Grant on Gilligan's Island, the last surviving original cast member. She's 87 years old today. Burt Reynolds, born in the state of 1936. We lost Burt a few years ago at the age of 82. And happy birthday to Sheryl Crow, who's 59 years old today. I just wanted to find an excuse to throw her picture up on my show. Getting ready to take a break. We got an opinion with Mike McNaughty and my conversation with Bonnie Orr. Going to talk Arbor Day, but first things first, Picus the dog needs a home. It's Pause for Pets with Megan McPherson.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCW Life channel. We're here with Jenny, the volunteer coordinator at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and Picus is joining us this week. Can you tell us about Picus?
Yeah, Picus is about 8 years old, and we've had Picus since last summer. He is looking for an experienced dog handler. He has dog aggression, and so a little bit of hyperarousal with that as well. So he's going to need somebody that wants to live a kind of quiet life. He does enjoy about a 1.5 mile walk that we do around the shelter, but he likes to know what to expect. He gets nervous in new situations, and so he's looking for somebody that really is going to set him up for success and not put him in situations where he could get into trouble or in danger for that matter. He is incredibly affectionate to people. He greets people so nice all the time. He spends a lot of time in my office, which has a lot of traffic. He usually is laying on the bed, enjoying his new squeaker toy, And then he greets people really, really polite. People are kind of his thing, but he cannot be a dog that's around other dogs. He cannot be around cats. So we know it's a hard home to find, but we know somebody's out there. He's cleaning his kennel, so he'd be great just hanging out inside. Crate training would probably be awesome with this dog. A fenced yard where he could go and safely play outside with his new owner would be ideal.
And what should someone do if they want to adopt him?
They're going to need to email our behavior manager, Karen, here at the shelter. So you can call our shelter at 662-9577 and get her email. Or if they go onto our website at WenatcheeHumane.org, her email is listed on Picus's profile. So they just need to talk with Karen and Picus is ready.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open by appointment only. Call them at 509-662-9577 to schedule a meet and greet or visit their website at WenatcheeHumane.org.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, when I was a kid, a teenager actually, a number of times over the course of our lives, my family fled our home for domestic abuse issues. And we lived with others for a while, sometimes together, sometimes we kind of were farmed out to other people. Well, once I went to live with a family friend who I called Bobby, who was an adult. He was a police officer in a neighboring town. You know, I really loved and respected this guy. You know, he and his wife were willing to take me in. They treated me like a son. And frankly, I once told Bobby I really wished he was my dad. You know, in these ways, Bobby was a good man. Now, Bobby was also a racist and an anti-Semite. Feelings I know he had, and which I certainly didn't agree with, even then, even as a teenager. And here's my question. Did Bobby's failings negate the good part of him? And here's a better question. Despite whatever positive qualities I may have, are there other areas in my life that need examination and reconsideration? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Link Transit is ready when you are. With enhanced health and safety measures, we've installed upgraded air purifiers and safety partitions between drivers and passengers. Plus, the interior of all of our buses are thoroughly cleaned and disinfected every day. When riding Link Transit, please remember to wear a mask, maintain physical distance, sign up for transit alerts, and stay home if you are sick. Healthier Transit is here. Go to linktransit.com to learn more.
Merry Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Merry Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Merry Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Merry Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Here we are in the the dead of winter. The bushes are sleeping. The trees are sleeping. We're all waiting for spring. Let's talk Arbor Day, which is in April, but this is a COVID world we're living in now. And like everything else, there is some changes to the usual Arbor Day festivities. The party goes on just in a modified way, and to talk about how you can participate in Arbor Day come April. Your friend and mine, Bonnie Orr, yay! Before we get any further, Bonnie's shirt is a special Arbor Day shirt, and as you can see at the very bottom, it's the color green that we use for our virtual studio. So Bonnie's torso has been chroma keyed.
Yes, it looks like the city of Wenatchee on my torso.
It does. So don't let that throw you as we do our conversation. Before we get to the topic at hand, real quickly, we just talked about this off camera. Extremely warm temperatures earlier this winter. I mean, record high temperatures in the 50s for crying out loud.
56, yeah.
Yeah, luckily the trees didn't say, oh, it's spring and let's get going, because that could have been a real problem, because now we have these really cold temperatures in a very quick period of time. So we're okay. They're going to be all right, your bushes and trees, with the sudden temperature variation?
I don't think it's it's so much temperature, because it's going to be soil temperature, and the roots are in the soil. It's cooler, and also it's light. And see, we just had the cross day, and so it's the light that also makes a difference. So I think that in my yard, I've seen some buds swelling, but there's no green on them, and it would have to be green before they were hurt.
And it should be pointed out that we are getting longer days. We're past the 10-hour mark now. We're over 10 hours of daylight each day, and that certainly helps.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely it does. Anything else that you want to talk on before we hop deep into Arbor Day? It's on your mind right now.
You know what? If you are feeding birds, one of the things they need is water. I mean, there's the Columbia River and everything, but clean water, because they're not very tidy drinkers, and so cleaning it every other day is really important.
By not being very clean, they have a tendency to do their business occasionally.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And some species do all of their business in the water.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you have a bird feeder, or if you have birds that are, hanging around your yard, make sure they got water, make sure it's not frozen water.
And make sure it's clean.
Yeah, so what do you do? Because I know you have one. You have,
I have a heater
Okay.
for it, and I clean it every other day.
So it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Just 5 minutes of your time, even less than that.
It's less than that, yeah.
And our little feathered friends will be happy. Arbor Day, you come and visit me every year when we talk about Arbor Day. We've done a Green Thumbs and Dirty Knees episode a couple of years ago with the big Arbor Day distribution at Ballard, who's been a huge supporter of Arbor Day from the very beginning of these festivities here in Wenatchee. When you started planning for 2021, you and your folks got together and said, well, now what? Can't get a bunch of people in a room. What are we going to do?
We got cut out short last year because we were just getting ready at the end of March with our order, and so we lost all of our money on because we had ordered the trees and everything. And so this year we decided to have an Arbor Day limited. We're only having one distribution site, and that's going to be at the Wenatchee Cemetery on April 10th. And the way that you find and get your trees is you're going to go online, and we also will have a way that you can order them. If you cannot go online, there's a way to order them, and that will be in the Wenatchee World. I have a column that's coming up.
And there's the form that you will be able to download as a PDF. You just fill it out.
And you go to Greater Wenatchee Arbor Day Association, and that's our Facebook, and it has the link to it. And the city of Wenatchee, Dave Erickson is on our committee, and he has arranged it so that the form can be counted and everything. We have just 1,500 trees this time, or 1,500 plants, and we're going to be doing this now virtually until April 30th. And then you will have signed up for a time, and the Wenatchee Cemetery has that big circular drive, so it'll just be a piece of cake, and we'll hand you your box of whatever it is that you ordered. And we ask, of course, for a donation of $225. It actually is less than what the plants are costing us this year, but we decided that we wanted to do some nice plants.
And you did get some nice plants.
Yes.
Your choices are paper bark birch, golden currant, and mountain huckleberry. Obviously, all of these bushes and trees and plants will do just fine if you plant them in the right location and you take care of them.
Full sun is really important. And for the birch, the utility lines. This tree can get very big, and it's only 10 inches tall right now, but it grows very, very rapidly. And it is the best bird tree. Orioles make nests in it, and lots of birds eat the catkins in the spring, so it's really wonderful.
What about now the golden currant?
The golden currant has little berries on it, which you can make jam from, or the birds will eat. And it also is it will spread, and so it's great for holding soil in place.
Okay.
Okay, like on a slope or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't need very much water.
So if you have a sloping property that is undeveloped and you want to make it look nicer, this would be the kind of plant that you'd want to do. Because it'll hold the slope in place. And
When it gets established.
When it gets established,
At the beginning, we're saying that you can only get 6 of any one species, so you could get 18 altogether, different plants. But then toward the end of March, you could check back with us and see if they haven't all been spoken for. Okay.
So is it the sooner the better? Once you get your form, and you get it up and you submit it to the city, the earlier you do, the better off you are.
Right.
Yeah, if you wait till the 8th or 9th of April, you might be in trouble.
Yes, you would be really, really in trouble because we will be packing at that time.
Absolutely. The mountain huckleberry, the third of the
Yes.
choice. Tell me about that plant.
Well, it's a huckleberry, and lots of people love blueberries, and the huckleberry, probably we should have had this one 20 years ago when we had a lot of snow cover, but you need to protect its roots from the heat and also from freezing, by just putting mulch down.
Okay. And so who makes the decision on paperback birch, golden currant, and mountain huckleberry? Group of you get together and say these are the three that we think that we should use? How does that work? How does the decision-making process work?
So the committee got together in September, okay, and we at the end of September, and we said, okay, and we the nursery that we deal with that has native plants, we saw what they had offered, and we made some choices. And one of our choices had been ceanothus, and it wasn't available at the last minute when we ordered. So I just, as president of the group, I just made an arbitrary decision and said, I think huckleberry would be really fabulous.
Do plants and bushes and trees come in and out of style like fashion or music?
Yes,
really?
yes. Well, the thing is that it used to be people had big trees in their yards.
Sure.
And now people have little yards. And so nobody plants a big maple anymore. And they've developed all sorts of small forms of evergreens and deciduous trees.
Are they constantly out there doing a little Linus Pauling action and doing some crossbreeding? Is that something that's always going on?
Yeah, they're developing smaller ones that are easier.
Yep, cool. And again, we're going to give you all that information one more time before we call it up for the big seed distribution event, which is April 10th. Might as well circle that on your calendar right now to get that done. $225, even at a slight markup, so it still seems like a really good deal.
Well, actually, we're paying $275 for each one.
So
we're gonna eat a little bit of this, and this is the best we can. It's a donation that we have to ask it as a donation.
But so you can pay more if you have it.
You can pay more. But it's a deal, and we have so much fun with it, And we're in our 30th year, I think, this year.
30th year. Do you remember going back 30 years to the first couple?
No, I was not in the first group. I joined in 1996. But Scott Ballard and Matt Warner and Pete Van Wells and C&O Nursery was involved. I think those were the original people, and it was Take Pride in America.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. And the Republican group that was doing that. And anyway, that's when it started. And then I joined in '96 and have been there since.
Well, I know the good Ballard family has been a part of this from the get-go, because they obviously for years and years used their facilities on North Wenatchee Avenue as a distribution.
And they support us monetarily as well. I mean, they're really, really good. And so does Pete Van Wells still, and C&O Nursery still allows us to use tables, and Chelan County PUD has been very helpful also.
And it should be pointed out that Clyde and Ruth and Sean and Scott's, they have really nice yards and plants, so it's more than just a do-good thing. They're kind of into it too. So,
yes, absolutely.
Very much. So again, you get the seedlings. It's already deal. It's not Johnny Appleseed. You don't get a seed.
No. And the thing is that it's a plant that has a root system, and they're each individually packaged. And so all you do is just loosen the roots a little bit, and you plop it in an appropriate place. You do not change the soil. You don't put any extra soil, don't put any potting soil or anything else. You put whatever soil you have in your yard in there. And the huckleberry will need water at the beginning, at the beginning, and so will the currant. The birch will need water forever, for its whole life. And but what you do is you make sure that you're not under utility lines for that birch. And you also have to make sure that it's in full sun most of the day, because these plants, wild plants, grow in the sun.
It's as simple as that. Now, if conditions allow, the soil temperature is correct, and the weather is suitable, so the plants can start getting going immediately, do you recommend that you plant these fairly soon after you pick them up at the cemetery?
In April, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't just take them home and leave them in the trunk of your car.
No, because they will rot.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
So
pretty simple, and they're easy to do because they're already bagged. You just loosen them, you know, and you dig a hole and you put it in.
I'm glad that this gets to, even though it's not quite what it used to, because I of course we've gone to these Arbor Day
Oh my God,
events and
we used
just
to
what
have
a party.
We used to have 25,000 trees a couple of years. Oh, in the end of the 90s, it took us days.
And yet, as we go deeper and deeper into the new century, orchards are going out, housing developments are going in, and people basically, there are a lot of people out there who have a blank slate.
Yeah.
It's a house and a lot and a fence, and you get to do pretty much whatever you want to do when it comes to landscaping, gardening, and lawns.
And many times, not very good soil. The soil's been scraped off, and yeah.
So always get your soil tested. That's one of the most important things I learned from Bonnie. It's these people know what they're doing, number one, and they're going to say, okay, this is a bit loamy, or this is a bit sandy, or this is a bit whatever.
And here's the nutrients you need to add to it, or not add, in order to have it good.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you just go out there and plant a yard and think it's going to be just fine, you're taking a chance unless you get your soil
Well, the
tested.
thing is, you're wasting product, you're wasting money when you are adding things that are unnecessary.
And there are professional people out there who'll say this plant would go good here, but this one wouldn't go good here. Just do a little consulting with the people who know what they're doing, landscape architects, people like that. They know what they're doing. They're pros.
Master gardeners are working virtually also via email. Chelan mastergardeners@gmail.com, and they will get back to you. We work every single day, and they can answer some questions also about growing these plants.
Yep, and if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to take pictures and send them along too. I mean,
Yes,
you can
it
attach
really
photos
helps.
or whatever to give the master gardeners a heads up. That email address one more time?
Chelan mastergardeners, one word.
Plural. Gotta get the S at the end. Right?
One word at gmail.com.
Cool. Anything else on your mind, Bonnie?
No, but we just hope that everybody will choose plants and enjoy them, because these all attract birds and beneficial insects. I mean, we choose them because they're going to be healthy for the environment.
Absolutely, and it sounds like our little feathered friends that we started this conversation with might enjoy a little mountain huckleberry or a little golden currant
right?
hanging around.
And they eat the catkins on the birch tree during the winter. I have Bohemian waxwings and cedar waxwings right now nibbling. Yeah.
Oh, and one more thing. This is first come, first serve. So once this is up and running, again, Facebook, great. Help me through with that, please.
Okay. Greater Wenatchee Arbor Day Association is our Facebook.
Great.
Okay.
And so once the form is up there, download it, fill it out, send it off to the folks. It's all right there. It's very self-explanatory. The seedlings are first come, first serve. So the longer you put it off, the worse off you are.
You can also go to WenatcheeWA.gov and then go to services and then go to forms, and you will find the form for Arbor Day 2021. That's WenatcheeWA.gov.
The City of Wenatchee's official website.
Right.
And if you go to the search bar and just type in Arbor Day, it's going to show.
I think you have to go to services up at the top, and then pull down to forms, and then Arbor Day is there.
Cool.
Okay.
Bonnie Orr! Hey! It's always good to see you. And don't be a stranger.
Okay.
You know, you got more gardening tips or gardening news, you know where to find me.
Well, you know what? Last night I dug before it was getting really freezing.
Really cold?
We dug the last of my potatoes. Ooh, they were so sweet and so crisp. It was just wonderful.
Is it me, or the smaller potatoes have a tendency to be more flavorful?
I don't know. I think it depends on the type you grow.
Yeah. I think maybe it's just because it's so easy to cook and you can add so many different kinds of spices if they're small.
And different potatoes, you know, there are some that are boilers and some that are bakers and some that are fryers. I mean, different potatoes have different ways to prepare them to enhance their taste.
Can't go wrong with a good tater, I'll tell you that much.
That's for sure.
Bonnie Orr for the Great Wenatchee Arbor Day seeding distribution event. And for more information, again, as Bonnie mentioned, you can go to their Facebook page, or you can go to the City of Wenatchee's website, go to the services, and you'll be able to find it. And get your seedlings ordered, plant them, and let's make this a greener, funner, happier place that it already is already.
Yeah, and we will have a place for people who are not on Facebook or something. We're going to have a place you can send. Well, I will tell you what it is. It's box 777 Cashmere, and you just say Arbor Day box 777, and then you could just sort of handwrite what you wanted and send a check, and we would work it into the system.
So even if you don't have Facebook, but you have email, I have a copy of this. It's a PDF. I can just send it to you. So you can email me directly, and I'll send you off a copy.
What a guy!
Well, despite the rumors, I try to be a nice person.
What a super guy.
Yeah, Bonnie Orr, speaking to Super, and I'm Dan Kuntz, and you're watching Wake Up at Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
Are you ready to freshen up your home? Boswell's expansive 2-story showroom is filled with high-quality furniture that's always discounted to give you their best price every day. Boswell's is receiving new furniture deliveries each week, so you'll be sure to find just what you need for your home without the wait. Complimentary design assistance and free local delivery. Superior customer service and the best value for your money. Start at Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
How much are you paying for adult, family, or assisted living? Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers one-bedroom apartments for one affordable price. Their rates are all-inclusive, no nickel or diming or sudden increases, just one set price. You or your loved one will receive good food and excellent care in a relaxed, home-like environment. Stop on by for a tour to see if the Epladolin family is the right choice for you.
Family owned and operated Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Cashmere. Affordable care. There are so many possibilities for you to learn local right here at Wenatchee Valley College. Take classes towards a degree or certificate in more than 50 areas of study. Wenatchee Valley College now offers a large variety of virtual classes, including labs, sign language, music, and machining, and they have the resources to help you succeed in virtual classes. So when a college degree is your goal, learn local at Wenatchee Valley College.
We are back on this Thursday. Can you say snow? I knew you could. Take a look at the snow forecast for basically Friday night into Saturday for the Wenatchee Valley. It's going to come in 2 rounds, a little bit late this afternoon into tonight, not very much, maybe a half an inch. And then really the most significant snow event for us is going to be Friday night into Saturday. And by the time we get to Sunday morning, we could have anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of snow on the ground here in the Wenatchee Valley. Again, the farther south you go, the more snow you're going to get because the system that's going to bring us the snow is coming from the south. It's kind of a weather anomaly, but that's what's going to happen. Cold air coming down from Canada, a little bit of moist air coming up from Oregon. Here we go. The forecast, they say we're only going to get to about 24 degrees. Clouds are going to be fairly prevalent all day today. We're going to jump right on ahead to Friday night because starting about 10 o'clock Friday night, we'll start seeing the snow come down. When you get up Saturday morning, anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of snow will be on the ground. Then we're going to get an additional couple of inches of snow on Saturday morning. It tapers off Saturday afternoon. And then another round of snow, maybe an inch, on the holiday, Monday, President's Day. You were warned. Passes are fine, by the way. That's it for us. We'll see you Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.